Hey Garrison, what you working on?
I'm working on an AI version of Mike. He's going to help students in the class when we aren't around.
Really? That's pretty cool. Hey Mike, make me a lemon bar.
Computing. Error. I cannot turn you into a lemon bar. That is impossible. Because you are an organic life form that does not contain any of the ingredients of lemon bars.
Unfortunately, AI Mike is just a prototype and he's not self-aware yet. For now, we're going to have to program him. Here, take a look at this.
Before we can make Mike do anything, we have to give him startup commands. This sequence only needs to be run when we power Mike on, so we can put this in the setup section, which only runs once at the beginning of your program. The rest of the program should be run continuously, so we'll put that in loop, where it can, well, loop, and run over and over again until the program stops. I'll use the Serial.begin command in setup to start a serial monitor so we can communicate with Mike, and then enable a few of his features to get him up and running. Now, we move on to the loop section. To make Mike speak, we can use Serial.print with the string that we want him to say in quotation marks. This command is a function called print in the serial library. We can use this to make Mike speak and also to print messages to the serial monitor, which you can open with this button in the top right corner of your screen. Let's see what this command does when we use the string lemon bar.
Lemon bar, 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 lemon bar.
Obviously, Mike doesn't need to be looping through his code just that quickly. Let's add a delay so he has time to catch his breath. I'll use the delay function with 1000 milliseconds of delay, so Mike will wait a full second before saying lemon bar again.
Lemon bar, lemon bar, lemon bar, lemon bar.
Okay, so now that we know how to make him speak, let's add a library to control another one of Mike's features. I'll add the Servo library to my workspace by including it at the very beginning of my code. Since Mike's eyes are controlled by a servo, I can write their angle using the right function to change the angle that the servos will rotate to. Let's see what happens if I change the servo angle when Mike is waiting and then change it back at the end of the loop right before he says lemon bar.
Lemon bar, lemon bar, lemon bar, lemon bar, lemon bar.
Alright, so we've been able to issue commands to Mike, but so far we haven't been able to store any information. Let's use some variables to store and edit data so we can change Mike's color. One of the methods that I've included in the Mike library that we've been using allows us to change his color based on an integer. If I create an integer named hue, instead of equal to 5, I can call Mike.colorHead with the variable hue and then set his color based on the value of the hue variable. Now, let's try to cycle through all of Mike's different colors. Instead of defining the starting value of the integer in my loop function, I'll define it outside of the loop. This way, the variable can be changed in the loop without being reset every single time. Once I do that, I can set the color of Mike's head at the beginning of the loop and then add to the value of hue afterwards. Let's see how it looks when I do that. Now, let's try to do the same thing using a different method that changes Mike's size. If we were to do the same thing as before when we add to an integer, Mike would never stop growing, which would definitely be an issue. So let's try to put a limit on what size he can be. I'll use a while loop to only allow Mike to grow while his size is less than 10, so that way he stops before he grows into Mikezilla. One thing to keep in mind when using while loops like this is the brackets around your loop. Those brackets tell the program what code should be looping through, so it's important to make sure that those brackets are in the right places when writing and debugging your code. Let's use an if statement to set Mike up with different responses based on what we say to him. If he hears us say lemon bar, we'll have him respond by saying delicious.
Delicious.
If he hears anything else, let's set him to say a random statement in his database.
Nah.
Once again, we need to make sure to close our brackets when we are done with the if statement so the code can move on. Overall, coding is a super useful tool to have in your skill set and can really take the capabilities of your engineering projects to the next level. We hope you'll be seeing a finalized version of AI Mike in the lab soon, but if you ever see the prototype in the meantime, make sure not to press the escape button. That's what I've set to disable his intelligence limiter, and since we haven't programmed him with empathy yet, things could go south very, very quickly.
Dang, I really guess it doesn't do anything.
Hey, Alec, you coming?
What? Yeah, I'm coming.